John. Welcome back to Mr. G's Workbench and the start of a new project. This will be one episode, I promise, as opposed to many of my multi-part episodes that we've done already. We're going to do, as you may have guessed by that extended introduction, which took me a little while to make. I hope you enjoyed it. We're going to do the Meng F-18E Super Hornet. And we're going to do it in the paint scheme to match Maverick's jet in the eventually to be released Top Gun 2, which now apparently has been postponed through May of 2022, after it was supposed to debut, I believe, in November of 2021. And considering that movie was made well over a year ago, who knows? I'm a huge Top Gun fan. I enjoyed the first one. I'll eventually do Maverick's F-14, but for today, I got this kit a little while back. It doesn't look like a challenge to build. We just finished another step on the Schnell boat previously. I've been working on the Kitty Hawk SH-60F Ocean Hawk, and I'll be honest with you, there's a certain degree of tedium that comes with working on a Kitty Hawk kit. We've been through that before, and you can check out my thoughts on Kitty Hawk in a video, which I will place a link to up here. So I figured let me do something. Again, I do this every so often. It's a palette cleanser of sorts, and I think this will actually be a pleasant build. So I'm looking forward to doing it, and I thought what better time than now just to do something a little straightforward for once. So let's jump right in, and I hope you guys enjoy it as well. And don't talk to me, Goose, like that. Well, Walmart does have nice stuff once in a while. So let's jump into the build. think we're ready for primer and paint at this point. I've got the main fuselage is assembled. A couple of things I'll point out relative to, as you know, if you've been watching my channel for any length of time, I did the Kinetic Hornet, and while they're not the same model, this is the Super Hornet, the assembly and the overall, fuselage is similar. The Meng kit to build is way better, way easier, way less labor intensive than the Kinetic kit was. Also, I found their intake assemblies a little easier to put together. The seams are a little better hidden. I didn't go crazy with it. I think if you look down the intakes on this kit, if you paint them up and just put them together carefully, they look fine. Same with the gear bays went together well. They're well detailed. I've got everything covered up for paint now. The cockpit honestly was similar in either kit. The Kinetic and the Meng are kind of about the same. This whole area up here where the turtle deck is and everything, it's pretty similar. I love the fact that this little, where the gun is in the front forward of the cockpit, it's a little separate piece, paint it separately, leave it off until you're done painting. Couldn't ask for more. Meng gives you paint masks with the kit. These paint masks are mediocre at best. If you're going to avail yourself, aftermarket ones are probably going to fit slightly better. But the Meng ones will get you through the day if you use them carefully and then just pile the tape on. Ejection seat in the cockpit. I'm sorry, I'm just going as I think of it. The ejection seat that Meng gives you, it's not the most spectacular. An aftermarket seat would serve you better, but still, I'll take this every day and twice on Sunday compared to the Kinetic kit. I'm definitely going to buy the two-seater. I really like the way this went together. My plan for paint, obviously we're all here to do the Maverick's jet from Top Gun 2. Coincidentally, there's a paint scheme in the Meng instructions for Fighter Weapons School, Pilot Unknown. Well, Pilot Unknown, except for the fact that the pilot's name appears right beneath the canopy and it says Captain Pete Mitchell. So that's the plan. For armament, I'll put a couple of stills in from the promo, from the trailer. If you look in the stills, all the plane has that Maverick's flying and that the other planes are flying with him is they have the center pylon on the wings with what looks like a laser-guided bomb, and then it's got AIM 9Xs on the wingtips. And that's it. and a centerline tank. That doesn't seem particularly realistic. And I didn't really I figured when I was done, it wasn't going to look that good. It was going to look kind of empty. So my plan is I'll put those laser guided bombs on the center pylons. The inner pylons are going to have fuel tanks because just about every Hornet you see in real life has fuel tanks on the inner pylons. So we'll have the fuel tanks on the inner pylons and the center line. We'll have the laser designator on the side of the intake. I'm going to do the two outer pylons on the wings are going to have AIM 120s, and then we'll have the AIM 9Xs on the wingtips. I think that'll be my one departure from what they've shown. Oh, and I'll put the still up. There's actually one still where you see Maverick flying, and the wing pylons have blue training bombs. I don't know if that's going to come up in the movie as planned, or if that was just a little bit of a goof. So that's the plan going forward. So let's go and we'll prime this and get some paint on it, and we'll take a look at it. All right, let's go. quick lesson. If you're doing the Pete Mitchell Top Gun 2 jet, the striping here is going to be, it's a little challenging, but it's not that bad. Actually, it fell together well. If you look at the diagram, let's see if I can get that. If you look at the diagram, start with this point here, which is decal 106. Look closely and you'll see that there's a line in front of this point. Line up that point there, get the decal set down, and then start your way back. If you look here, you're not going to be able to see it here. If you look at the directions, the side stripes here for the blue, it consists of 102, 93, and 87, and they are in that order from front to back. So once you have that 106, get 102 lined up next, and then 93 is the next section up to here, and then 87 is this long part back to the point. I think the key to this is just keep this distance on the bottom of the blue stripe equal as you go back. It'll close up when you get here. Depends on, everyone's going to paint this triangle back here differently, you know, you're black. So depending on how you get that lined up, that's how that's going to play out. Just keep everything even and it'll look good. Just like that, zip zip, we've got Pete Mitchell's F-18 from Top Gun 2 completed using the Meng kit for the F-18E Super Hornet. So let's have a quick discussion about how this played out. I built the kit straight out of the box, no modifications. I found that when I got to the cockpit, the ejection seat looks very bare, so I wound up using the figure. The pilot figure is really nice. They give you a choice of helmets, either the newer, like whatever that really Darth Vader-ish helmet is, or they give you the old school helmet like Pete Mitchell wears in the movie. I used that one, obviously, and I painted it to look like Pete Mitchell. I wound up using the pilot to fill that seat that looked a little too bare. I painted him up. I put the red stripes on the helmet to give you the impression of Maverick's helmet. The instrument panel, I used the decals from the kit for the instrument panel. It was a little bare for me. You want this kit to really shine. You get like aftermarket instrument panel stuff and an aftermarket seat. This way you can leave the canopy open. I closed up the canopy. I used Meng gives you canopy masks. If you're going to do this, get aftermarket canopy masks if you're not going to mask it yourself. I had a lot of tape residue when I pulled everything off at the end, and I had to really give the canopy a good polish when I was done to scrub off all the residue from Meng's paint masks. Once I had the canopy in, I masked everything off. I painted the plane. I primed it with Mr. Surfacer 1500 black. Once I had that done, I went in and I left off the vertical stabilizers to make painting and weathering a lot easier. So after everything was primed, I went in and I painted the lower fuselage, lower wing surfaces with AK Real Colors Light Ghost Gray. The upper surfaces are AK Real Colors Dark Ghost Gray. It's the same issue I had this time as with the last time with the Warami Hornet. There's almost no differentiation between the two colors. Maybe that's intentional, but it would be nice if it was just slightly darker, give you a better impression. The upper central fuselage and the vertical stabilizers are painted with Hataka Jet Black. I like Hataka's enamel line. You control the depth of the color. You go in and do multiple passes, get it where you want it, and you're good to go. So I was happy with that. The decals, I used the kit decals. They're printed by Cartograph, and I believe they were designed by Fightertown Decals. They're really nice. They went on well. I had no issues with the decals. They react well to setting solutions. Very happy with that. The only changes I made from the way that the kit wants you to do Maverick's jet, I added the words Navy in on the sides of the fuselage, which they omitted. And instead of those really hokey looking pseudo-national insignia they have you use in every iteration of this jet, I used normal national insignia from one of the other versions. And I also put on the lower rear of Navy planes, it's the inventory number, the fuselage number, whatever it is. It's like 162, 123, whatever it is. They didn't give you one for Maverick's jet, so I used one from one of the other versions that the kit offers. Other than that, I used the kit decals for the weapons and the fuel tanks. They all went on well. My big issue with the Meng kit decals is, especially in the stencils, if I'm going to put stencils on, can you do me a favor, Meng, and make sure there are actually words in the stencils instead of just blocks? They use dots and lines to represent words in a lot of places on their stencils. So it was a little obnoxious, but I lived with it. I gave the plane a coat of VMS gloss. I polished it out with a 6000 grit polishing cloth. Then I went in. That's when I decaled. After I decaled, another coat of gloss over that. Then I went in. I did my panel lines with AK's panel liner. I'll be honest with you, I'm growing a little weary of panel liner. I find that it stains the paint in a lot of places. Like, it doesn't rub out. I don't know if it's my method lately or what, but I haven't changed the way I used it, and I just find myself having more and more issues with it. So I'm going to have to look for another panel line wash solution. Once the panel liner was in, I installed the weapons, I installed the gear. The kit engineering is awesome. The landing gear, the legs and everything had positive locating spots within the bays. They went together really well. I had I had no issues installing the landing gear. It's very rugged. Same thing with the weapons, the pylons, all located well. I had no issues getting those installed. The vertical stabilizers, I was able to leave them off all the way till the end because of the solid positive locating spaces for them in the upper fuselage. Inevitably, if I'm going to compare it to the Warami, considering I just built the Warami Hornet, the Meng kit wins hands down. I know they're two different, planes. One's a Super Hornet, the other is a Legacy Hornet. Just the Connecticut presented a lot of issues. The refueling bay, the boom and refueling bay just complicated the nose assembly. Meng omits all of that, and you got an upper and lower half that come together, goes into the fuselage, and zero issues. The alignment was great. Everything came together well. My biggest problem was during the installation of the canopy, and that was user error. I should have been a little more careful installing the canopy. Instead, I have like about a 0.5 millimeter gap on the left side of the canopy. But outside of that, the kit went together well. I'm very happy with it. And with that, I hope you enjoyed the build. If you did, I hope you'll consider subscribing to my channel. We're up over 960 subscribers as of now. I hope you'll give me a like if you enjoyed the video, and I hope you'll consider subscribing. Like I said, just hit the subscribe button, hit the bell, and be notified every time I put out a new video. If there's anything that stands out to you that you didn't like about this video, by all means let me know down in the comments. And if you're considering building Maverick's F-18, I hope this video kind of pushes you over the top. I would definitely recommend the Meng kit, even if you don't want to do Maverick's, Hornet. It's just a great kit, and it's one of the more pleasant builds I've had in a while. From the beginning to the end of this video, in real time, has been 2 weeks. So, it wasn't all that complicated to put together during my free time. So, again, thanks for stopping in. Hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you're as much of a Top Gun fanatic as I am. And I look forward to seeing you guys again soon for my next video, okay? Stay well and take care.